Greetings, mortal. I am a tender of the Midden. I have been instructed to offer you what insight I can give about the art of dispelling. Hello once more. If you wish to master the art of dispelling, then I can teach you what I can. Though we are targeted by Tuatha, Sidon is the only one who wages open war against them. For good or ill, I do not know. I have always felt magic's call, but in the Midden, the call is strongest. It allows me to see charms and spells and undo them. This I teach to all who listen. Once, we lived in the wilds of the Midden, but as the place became defiled, we had to take refuge in these old halls for fear of the beasts outside, and of Saturnin. If there is nothing else we can do, if we cannot bring a lasting peace for our house, then at least let us bring an end to Saturnin. Be warned, mortal. The Midden is no longer what it once was. It is a place of beasts and dark, putrid magic, unsafe to all who enter. Remember.
I am here. The mortal. This house is full more of portents than of sorrow these days. Your arrival must truly be a telling of how dark these times have grown. The outcast? What more is there to speak than to say that he abandoned the traditions of this house out of lust for war and reprisal? Perhaps his motives are just. But nature cares little for what one does in the name of justice. Only what one does in the name of survival. The tree is ever quiet, but sometimes you can hear it groan under the weight of the indignities it now bears. Saturnin has gone too far with his latest assault. I've seen this house in strong winters and weak ones, but I never pledged my being to a beast as winded and laboring as the house is now. We were greater once. We had tenders and delvers throughout these lands, not individuals huddled in worry over Saturnin and the Tuatha. The beast will be caught, for until now he has not tasted the strength of winter. He will pay for his crimes against us. Beware of Saturnin. We are told this house is close to sundering, and already others clamor for vengeance. Though the structure of the house stands, its tenants are already lost. Beware of Saturnin.
Mortal, there is something that requires the attention of one of your kind. You have been to the Midden, yes? The sacred ground being desecrated by the corpses of your kind? If there was anyone meant to bear the title King of Sorrows, it was him. Had we not succumbed to the Tuatha's bargaining, he would have been king. Instead, we turned our backs on him. The gallows tree is the silent sentinel of the Midden, demonstrating how life grows out of death. It justifies our existence, defines it. It is a symbol not only of the House of Sorrows, but of the Winter Fae. To bear one's corpse upon it was a sacred rite, until the Tuatha defiled it with mortal remains. It is from these halls that we of the house safeguard the oldest traditions of winter. It must be shown due reverence. I have nothing more to say about him other than history will know him as the victor. It was a gift of the earth to commemorate the rot and decomposition of the Fae. Then the Tuatha sullied it with the corpses of their prisoners. Mortals do not decay like Fae do. Mortals putrefy and corrupt. The Midden and the House now feel this grisly taint. The nature of my request is not something the Midden needs, but something the Midden should do without. The corpses of your brethren have been thrown into the Midden as a declaration of hostility by the Tuatha. But they do more than signify a point. Their corruption and rot have drawn an ancient Lianshi, Meathgra, from slumber. She gluts herself on the bodies and will further corrupt the Midden if unchecked. To feed, Lianshi are drawn to death and decay, something Winter Fae embody in spirit, but which mortals embody in flesh. When mortal corpses began appearing in the Midden, Meathgra was unable to resist the temptation before her, and now she runs rampant. You cannot hope to solve the problem with a simple application of violence. Meathgra is old, and she is wise to obvious attacks on her. Searching will yield no quarry, so you must be cunning. If we cannot find her in the Midden, we can force her to return to her den beneath the house. Find fresh corpses, the ones Meathgra prefers to eat, and cremate them. With no food to scavenge, she will return to her den. Then you can kill her. She is an ancient and powerful Lianshi. Normally she hibernates in the Midden, but the recent influx of dead mortals has driven her to feed. It will only be a matter of time before she further corrupts the Midden with her presence. For the house's sake, she must be put down. With great difficulty. She is clever, and hides well when any come hunting for her. To search for her outright would be folly. But with some cunning, we can force her to appear. Meathgra prefers fresh corpses. Destroy those, and she would likely return to her den to wait for more. Locate any fresh corpses you can find, and cremate them. Without food, she will stop scavenging and return to her den. Make haste! Have you seen to the bodies in the Midden? Have you drawn out Meathgra? Make haste!
Greetings, Siegebreaker. Although there is much that must be done, I have time to talk. It is the emblem of the house. It is the heart of the Midden. It is said it has always been here, even during the times of the Weeping King. To be a member of the house is a great honor. Without the House of Sorrows, there would be no Court of Winter, no culture in these lands, only winter. He is the Faithlog Tocht, the choking vine. He reaches from briars dark and unknown to strangle the life from us. Before there was a Court of Winter, before there was a House of Sorrows, there was the Midden, a place where Winter Fae would come to die. The bodies left to rot here mark the covenant of the house. Though the Winter Fae may stave off decay to create its courts and culture, they cannot escape it forever. Farewell. Yes? What is there that I can do? Farewell.
You have been permitted to walk as one of our house. But know this, mortal. The house has had enough. We will not stomach another affront.
Tiberi has been through here again. She claims that the cries of the sorrows are growing louder. She is an abomination.
Tiberi has been through here again. There are more of your kind, mortal, camped in the Midden. I would see to them, for they seem to be in dire circumstances.
So, there is a mortal after all. Bizarrain has done little in his time as king that has been quite so progressive as welcoming a mortal into our fold. His is the voice that cries out when struck dead. I see only doom for our people, and neither Bizarrain nor Sidon can avert it. Quiet place once. I used to watch the rooks and crows rest gently upon its boughs, but now the beasts are savage things, glutting themselves on rotten flesh. How fitting, I think, that this place becomes like the bodies we tend, empty, cold, and eventually consisting of nothing. It is said that Saturnin is one of us, one of the house. But who? Why would one of us betray us to the Tuatha? I have given up, mortal. It is the way of life to struggle, I think, in the jaws of death. But how can we consider ourselves devout if we struggle? No. Let us lay down our arms, let us lay upon the midden soil and pass on. Be safe. Is there nothing that the Tuatha will not do? They have taken the midden, the cradle of winter, and wrought it into a foul pit. Have they truly turned so horrid? Be safe.
Ah, it seems there were more to the rumors of Bizarrain's pet mortal than I gave credit. I am Matea, Lord Keeper of the House. I hold the lore of the house in my being. It is a responsibility that I alone can bear. As such, I am neither Delver nor Tender. Though he fights in the name of our people, I cannot help but feel abandoned by him. I only hope this war does not consume him. Delvers are not chosen. Though many wish to follow in the steps of the Weeping King, few have his gift. Those that do, then, are compelled to serve as he did. There has always been a House of Sorrows, it seems. Not long after the birth of the Winter Fae came the Weeping King, and with him, the House. There is no precedent for a foe like this. Even in the ancient wars, no Fae ever acted in a manner such as Saturnin. I am at a loss to know what we must do to stop him. I do not believe it is a victory we can achieve. Delvers see to the sorrows of a Fae, but Tenders see to his flesh. When a Fae dies, Tenders take the body to the Midden and see it safely into rot. Once a gentle place where the bodies of the Winter Fae were returned to the earth, the Midden is now a mire of filth, of putrid mortal death. Be careful when within. Until next time. My task of maintaining our house's lore grows more and more essential as our hours dwindle. What brings this interruption? Until next time.
Hello once more. If you wish to master the art of dispelling, then I can teach you what I can. In many ways, we are the keepers of the house in flesh, as the Delvers are the keepers of the house in spirit. We embody the corporeal. Remember.
And so you come. The least powerful of us in some regards, the most powerful in many others. I am Rorid, mortal, one of the Tenders of the Midden. There are those that flee the house, as a crow fleeing a coming storm, but Sidon is more than that. He seeks to free us from the Tuatha. Nothing good remains for us. Too much has already been lost in this struggle with the Tuatha. I have always lived my life here in this house. What will become of me when it is gone? Are our fates bound, or will they be undone? We were hurt the most by the befouling of the Midden. Of those that bay for the Tuatha's blood, none do so louder than the Tenders. There is little that can be done for this place now. The Tuatha have sullied our ancestral cradle with the bodies of mortals. It may be changed forever. Be wary. There's much that's happened since your induction. Kadarok, one of our Tenders, has fled the house and murdered his brother. Could he be in league with Saturnin? Be wary.
We are told this house is close to sundering, and already others clamor for vengeance. Though the structure of the house stands, its tenants are already lost. Though Delvers have heard sorrows in the past, there have, of late, been none that can perform the art. The spirit of the house is flagging, it seems. Beware of Saturnin.
Many tidings, mortal. I am a tender of this house. What is it you require? Though he has done well to stand against the Tuatha, he has done so by embracing their warlike methods. We are the penitent ones who oversee the rotting of the world. Your kind reviles us, but without our aspects of nature, nothing would ever flourish. I cannot venture into the Midden. Not any longer. There are beasts both ravenous and cruel, and sights loathsome to behold. It scares me. I thought the Tuatha were capable only of barbarity, only of outright vengeance. Instead, we are told that the Tuatha have unleashed on us a beast of cunning, of sly vindictiveness, and it cannot be stopped. We lack the subtle senses of our delving brethren. Nonetheless, we are as faithful to the Midden and the Weeping King's tradition as they are. When the world was young, it was from the Midden that we were born, and that all things came to die. Sorrows go with you. There have been whispers that Bizarrane's inaction in the face of Tuatha hostility will only cause more attacks. Can we not budge him? Sorrows go with you.
You, the Siegebreaker, walks here. Good. Now perhaps the Tuatha will have cause to fear us. I am Heisener, one of the Delvers. Sidon the Outcast. Nothing is truly solitary in nature, but Sidon walks a lonelier path than most. I wish him well. Once they could look into a Fae and take the burden of winter from their heart. But now, the Delvers are deaf to the sorrows. All, it seems, but one. There's little that can be said of it. The tree is the oldest in these lands. Like we Winter Fae, it thrives off decay. For too long have I been within this house, unable to help my brethren. I wish to walk the woods again. I wish to delve again. The Winter Fae look to us to appease the decay in Winter's heart. Through our efforts, all of Winter Fae are able to transcend their nature. I never thought to know a menace I could not see or hear or strike, and yet the Tuatha have furnished us with one. Farewell. The gallows tree is defiled, the Midden is overrun, and now none can hear the sorrows in others, save for the last of us, Tybri. Farewell.
Speak.
It seems these days that many flock to the Midden, either to jeer at the ruin of the gallows tree, or to bring ruin to this house. Which are you, I wonder? Can he hope for victory alone, when the whole of the house fears defeat? I applaud his determination, but I feel it will be his undoing. We are a thing of necessity, so I am told. An answer to our brethren the seducted. It is a difficult thing, not to know who your opponent is. No one can truly be trusted, not until Saturnin is stopped. In days long gone by, we would enter the midden and treat the bodies to ensure that they decayed into the earth that birthed us. But now, we can do nothing. There are few places in the world that have magic like the midden does. This is an ancient place, a home of elder things than we Fae. I will no longer stomach the delays and insults of Bizarrain. The house must be led to war. If not by him, then by someone else. Keep the sorrows. Why are the Tuatha doing this to us? Why do they prey upon the house? For what cause do we deserve this wrath? Keep the sorrows.
And you have come to Drozer. I know of your kind, mortal. I have seen what you have to offer. War, destruction, calamity. You are better off leaving us be. He will always be a prince of the house, even though we have parted ways. I wish him well. The art of the Delvers has been passed on since the Weeping King first walked this midden. That it is now lost, it must be some Tuatha witchery. What do you wish to know of me, mortal? What of a Fae could you hope to understand? I will not deign to explain my life to you. Once, the bodies of our most faithful members were hung upon the tree. But now, the Tuatha have decorated it with the butchered corpses of mortals. Blasphemy! We are the foundation upon which all Winter Fae rely. By attacking us, the Tuatha have turned their back on their own kin once and for all. I have seen the Tuatha as they fell upon the houses of pride and of vengeance. It was horrible and maddening. But never have I seen a Tuatha draw out a battle such as this. Never have I seen one enjoy such malice. Be careful. Bizarrain may have welcomed you amongst our number, mortal. But know that though he speaks as if king, he no longer speaks for all. Tread carefully. Be careful.
I am glad that the Weeping King did not witness the travesty of the Tuatha. This is more than just a mockery of our faith. It is a rejection of the Winter's tenets. Keep the sorrows.
Speak. I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain. As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. Members of the house may choose one of two paths. The path of the Delver, or the path of the Tender. Delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living Fae and the recently deceased. They draw forth these sorrows and assume them. However, most delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri, shows some promise. The Tenders are those sacred few who oversee the decay and decomposition of a winter phase body. They also oversee the Midden itself, for like a body, the Midden is a physical thing, a vessel for rot and ruin, that which is required for death to become rebirth. Finally, they once tended to the gallows tree, but that was before the Tuatha perverted it. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this, that our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Catarak, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Catarak might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Catarak's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Catarak. There is a tender named Catarak who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha. I have set you towards a task. I expect you to carry it out.
What is it? I have felt the energies of Meathgra fade to Ashara, mortal. I am glad that this business is concluded. At least the Midden will not be in danger of corruption any more than it already is. I thank you for your part in keeping it so. As payment, take this bauble. I discovered it on a body on one of your kind. May it be useful to you in your travels. We keep the Midden as a monument to the debt we Winter Fae have made with nature. But now the Midden is defiled, and we can do our task no longer. Yes, yes. What is it, mortal? There are many things that I must tend to, so speak quickly. Yes, yes.
So, you were the mortal. There were whispers that Bizarine had welcomed one of you amongst us. But to pick the siege breaker, I am awed. I forget myself. Bizarine has made his wishes clear, and we must do as he asks. Are you ready to begin? I am Tybri. I have only 2 centuries to my name. I was asked to join the house because of my abilities. I can hear them, the sorrows in people, the essence of decay and ruin that precedes winter. I can even hear the sorrows faintly in you. Few delvers are left who can hear any sorrows at all, but never have any claim to hear them as much as I. Many believe me to be a liar, or an abomination. The Midden was once a sacred place for the House of Sorrows, for all Winter Fae, where the bodies of the dead were left to decompose. Our bodies do not rot as mortal corpses do. So when Saturnin placed the bodies of mortals here, they putrefied, corrupting the Midden. Scavengers and beasts now roam the Midden, and the body we seek is deep within. I must have someone to watch my back. Farewell. We cannot talk here. Things are lurking in the Midden. We must stay on guard. Farewell. talk here. Farewell. The body is here. I must begin my work. But the magic is sure to draw the wild fae in the area. Hold them back while I commune with the sorrows. Farewell. It is done. Cadoroc's sorrows left a strong impression on the corpse. He is hiding in the Siren Crypt in the drowned forest. You should go there, but be wary. The impression Cadoroc left on the body was conflicted. Something is not right here. I will return to the house. With the beast beaten back, it should prove safe enough now. We, are the backbone of the house. Delvers can look into the essence of Winter Fae, find the sorrows within, and take upon that burden. The Weeping King was the first to perform this function. The Delvers witnessed his powers, and imitated as they could. Only now, no Delver has this art, save for me. The dead do not speak lies. Cadoroc has gone to Siren Crypt in the drowned forest. It was once a mighty fortress, but like all things in this war, it was reduced to ruin. Lesser, cruder beasts and beings walk its halls now. For Cadoroc to hide there, it makes little sense. But from what the sorrows told me, it seems as though he had nowhere else to go. Farewell. Yes? What is there that I can do? Farewell.